his stack with air. Just 24 bigs left if Park calls. But he's telling Park, if you do call and you lose, you're down to 8 bigs.
And there is the fold.
How does a home game player make a play like that? He was no longer just surviving. He was outplaying world-class professionals. As the final table dwindled, Holmes found himself facing a familiar op in a crucial spot, the same player who had nearly crushed his main event dreams on day 7.
Very solid.
What do we know about this kid, Lon?
Wow, not much, really. I don't have anything on the guy.
Now, this is a tweener call here for George Holmes. It's a pretty hand, queen-jack suited, but it's for more than a third of his stack. I don't know if queen-jack suited is quite strong enough. If Holmes loses, he'd be the short stack.
Yeah, that kind of hand. He does reluctantly make the crying call.
Yeah, that was a crying, sighing, moaning call.
So Oliver at risk again and again with a better hand. Oliver has been in this spot before. And there is top pair for Jack, which does not alter George's needs.
I would not want to be Jack Oliver's stomach right now.
Return card. Everyone on pins and needles here in the Amazon room. And Holmes takes the lead with the Jack. Oliver has 5 outs now to keep his seat. The river card is a 9, and Jack Oliver is counted out of this main event.
Poker has a funny way of coming full circle. The irony was perfect. The man who had reduced Holmes to 1 big blind was now eliminated by him in 3rd place. He got the ultimate revenge and was now heads up for poker's most prestigious title. But in the words of the late great Kobe Bryant,
job's not finished.
There was still one player standing in his way of $8 million and a WSOP main event bracelet, Jorge Aldemir, a world-class German pro with every advantage except one, a fearless Mamba-like mentality.
Joes versus pros. Can the home game guy overcome the experienced, decorated chip leader heads up to win the world title?
Aldemir opening the action with 7 tray of hearts with a raise. Holmes now with 5 deuce. Okay, Norman heads up. It's all about every hand being a hand.
Karai Aldemir, meet George Holmes. Rec player, banking guy, and maybe the most dangerous heads-up opponent you could have drawn from this final table.
A 3-bet to $9 million.
And remember, Holmes, not just a home game guy, he was down to 1 big blind. What an epic comeback.
No way he's folding. If George wants to play big pots, that's just fine with the German pro. And they've already built a pot of $20 million.
I mean, 7-3 raises, 5 deuce re-raises, 7-3 calls? Is nothing sacred anymore?
Amazingly, Karai best pre-flop, best post-flop with a pair of 3s. George with a gut shot.
In 1982, there was legendary Jack Strauss winning the main event with a chip and a chair. In 2012, Greg Merson had 2 blinds with about 150 players left. And now in 2021, George Holmes was down to 1 blind with 25 players left.
Holmes with the now popular 1/4 pot bet of $5 million.
Well, it's hard to make a pair, according to Antonio Esfandiari. Sadly, that line is his legacy. So, of course, Aldemir is continuing here.
Holmes pairs up as if he needed more gumption to move his chips.
Holmes played the main event in 2019 for the first time, finished 213th. Great showing, hard to top. Well, he's topped it in his 2nd main event.
Boy, did he ever. And now, emboldened with his pair, bets $13 million.
Of course, he was going to fire again when he made a pair. Nothing revolutionary from Aldemir to get to this point. Solid, steady poker, solid reads, plus he's been running extraordinarily well.
$13 million from him. $56 million in the middle. The river card brings the ace of diamonds. An ace is rarely not scary.
The ace does get there, the flush gets there. This is a Pepto-Bismol board. It's a roll-aids hand. Who can stomach this?
The beauty of heads up. Every action is so important, and Holmes is bringing it 40 million with the fastball.
That's a big bet,
That's a big bet. And it sheds Aldemir. George's wife Felicia braving the raucous rail. Most of Aldemir's chip lead is gone.
For hours, they battled back and forth. The chip lead changed hands multiple times. Then came the biggest defining moment of the entire tournament. Holmes, who had one chip, one dream, was now one final hand away from becoming a poker legend.
100 big blinds deep, a very fair and fun fight so far. Holmes on the button and the small blind. King Queen, a raise to 6 million. Aldemir 10-7 of diamonds.
We allow no pros in my home game, so Aldemir is out. But as I have said many, many times in the past week, George Holmes is doubly out, and he's a credit card processing and services business guy.
14.5 million in the middle.
Aldemir's had all he can handle.
There's a 7 and a 10. Aldemir